We've been busy around here since last time we met. We worked on our deck, we got it all power washed and stained part of it, waterproofed it. I even got the garden all put in, but it doesn't look like anything's there yet. So come on in and sit in my favorite place of the house. Oops, it's a little messy, but I'll make room for you. Grab your favorite project and let's have a chit chat. Hi everyone, and welcome to My Pink Bathtub, my little version of KnitTube here on YouTube. My name is Diane and I'm coming to you from the center of Canada in the province of Manitoba in my happy place, which is my screen room. Now we've had a lot of bees and wasps in here lately, so if I scream and run out of camera, you'll know why. It is June, and I can't believe how quickly this year is going. I'm going to share with you today what I've recently finished, what I'm planning to work on, my monthly project, which is knitting a pair of socks, my yearly project, which I've already finished for my blanket because I've had a change of heart and I'm going to change up some of the colors in my blanket. It's my blanket and I'll knit what I want to. I also have an acquisition, well, two actually, and perhaps a little bit of a request from you, more of a plea of what I should do with some yarn. Let's just get right into that because I have been deep diving my stash and trying to clean out some of the yarn in my craft room. I've been successful this last month for products that I'm knitting for market, but I have a lot of partial balls that I don't know what to do with. I don't. Like this, for example. This is all super bulky yarn. I used to make a lot of doorstops and things like that, and hats with thicker yarn. I don't want to throw it out. I don't know if I can donate partial balls like this. Seriously thinking of just selling some of my full balls just to kind of get rid. But these little ones are begging for a scrappy project from me, and I'm hoping to make something that I can sell at market. Now, if you're new here, hello. And if you're returning, an even bigger hello. I am a maker. I sell my products in the fall at craft sales. I essentially do things like animal mittens, which I'll be showing you some today, and hats. And I used to do other things like doorstops, which I'm really not wanting to do that much of decorative items anymore, just because, well, let's face it, we are practically in a recession over here in Canada and probably in the US as well. People are buying frugally and more for items that are usable, not just decorative, in my humble opinion. I did do a little bit of a research, but I'm going to do some more, and I welcome any suggestions any of you may have for this 6-weight super bulky yarn for scrappy projects. I went on to Ravelry and took a look. I found a cute hat project from Pearl Soho. It could do it in stripes. It is a free pattern on their website. I will link it below. And I have some small white pom-poms that I could attach to this hat. And I probably would just do it in toddler and small child size just to use up some of this yarn. So I'm thinking I may, in this month, knit up one just as an experiment to see how it looks. But again, any advice would be helpful over here. The radishes are coming in very quick from seed, and we got our onions in. I've been really looking through my yarn, and I have a lot of discontinued yarn, commercial grade yarn that I use for my markets, and I am happy and somewhat sad to say that 3 of them have been completely used up. So in this segment, we're going to have a little bit of a say goodbye moment to 3 of my yarns that I am using completely and will never be able to buy again. The first yarn is the Patent Shetland Chunky yarn in the color Aran Tweed. I love this yarn. I have been making mittens. I call these the rainbow chicken mittens, and I only had enough left to make 3 pairs. I had a bag with a whole bunch of partial pieces, and I actually made a full pair of mittens using the partial pieces. There's literally none of it left. I have scoured the internet for it. I cannot find it. It is gone. So let's take a moment of silence and say goodbye. The second yarn that I have completely used up, the Lion Brand Woolspun yarn in the color City Lights. This is a 5-weight yarn. It is an acrylic wool blend. It is, again, a lovely yarn to use for my adult size mittens. And again, I've got them all tagged already. This is how on it I am. I made 4 pairs of the charcoal chicken mittens. It's all used up. It's done. It's all used up. It's done. And I have none of it left. So let's take a quick moment to say goodbye to City Lights from Woolspun. And speaking of chicken, the third yarn that I am completely using up, and I may be playing yarn chicken with this, is a maker that I know is having their first baby in June, in this month, and shared it with everybody on Instagram. And he was my neighbor a couple of years ago at a big market, and I said to him, I want to make something for the baby. So one of the things I'm going to make is what I made earlier, which is this Mary Maxim baby car seat blanket. We know it's a boy, and I have this yarn from Vanna's Choice, which is called Denim Mist. And this is all I have of it. So I'm hoping it'll be enough to make this blanket. Now, essentially, this blanket has a little slit in it that you can put over the baby and then just put the car seat buckle through it. It used to be a free pattern, and when I made it the other month for a baby shower I was attending, I discovered that it's no longer free or available on the Canadian website, but it is available for purchase on the US website, and I will link it below. So I know we haven't quite done it yet, but please, let's take a brief moment to send me good vibes that I'm going to have enough of this Lion Brand Vanna's Choice Denim Mist yarn. I've been making a lot of mittens for markets, and I'm proud to announce that I have 18 pairs of animal mittens completely done. Faces are on them. It took me 3 days to sew on all the buttons and to get the faces all together, tagged and put away in the bin. And here's a photo of the proof. And some of the yarn that I use with the bulky weight yarn requires a 5.5 millimeter double pointed needle. And these were the needles that I always use for my 5.5 millimeter mittens. And they are just plastic and they're flexy. They're flexible. I did notice when I was knitting them this month that they almost have, and I'm not going to be able to show you, but this one's kind of crooked because I've been bending it so much in my aggressive use of knitting. It's almost like it's on the verge of snapping. And I thought, man, I make a lot of these. I should probably get myself some better quality 5.5s because I think I've had these since I was a brand new knitter. So I treated myself and I bought myself some Collage Needles. If you're not familiar with Collage Needles, and I'm nowhere affiliated with this brand, I just really like their needles. They are square. They are made out of like a solid, like a carbonated kind of, I don't know if it's a metal, it doesn't really say on here, but they are ergonomic. They are square and they're really nice to touch, but they are, however, I'm still getting used to them because I'm so used to using these, much heavier. So when you have 3 of them on your project and you're knitting, the project is heavier, but I do have to say the stitch definition is really, really nice with these. So I'm glad I made the switch. I am still getting used to them. I have a interchangeable needle set from them that I really enjoy. And yeah, it was kind of a little upgrade. The next yarns that I have chosen to try to knit all up for the month of June will also be for Mittens, and I've collected all the yarns together just to see how much I have. Again, the Woolspun Lions brand yarn stone mix, and essentially I originally wanted it for chicken mittens, but I think I'm going to try and make some doggy mittens with them and probably do the ears and the snout in a black. And you'll see them later this month to see how they look. I have a lot of this, so I don't expect to use all of it up, but it does take more than one ball to complete a pair of adult mittens. I usually make the adult mittens with this Color Made Easy yarn. Now my friend Tammy Sabo, hi Tammy, had sent me 2 balls of this, and I can get 2 pairs of mittens made with this one big ball of yarn. So thank you again, Tammy. So I have one full one and a partial one, so I'm going to use all of that up this month. This is what the dog mittens look like. I really like the fact that they have their little tongues sticking out of them at the side, and they're quite fun. And I kind of think these particular ones look more like pugs, but that's the kind of image I'm going for to use this yarn and see what it looks like. And then my replacement yarn that I chose for my dog mittens, because I knew this Color Made Easy is discontinued, story of my life, is this Woolspun yarn, which is also from Lion brand, and it's a acrylic wool blend yarn. This one is 100% acrylic, and this one is an acrylic wool blend. I am going to be celebrating Christmas in July next month. And I will have a short video at the end of the month explaining what is all going to happen, because I'm going to be doing it with my friends Judy from Judy's Creations and Crochet and Kathy from Yarn with Heart, and we have a schedule set up on how we're going to do our Christmas in July. So stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to do a quick sneak peek of something I'm going to be doing for the month of July during this event, and do a shout out to Laura from the Vintage-Needlecrafter. She is in the US. I can't remember which state she's in. I think it starts with the letter I. I'm sorry. I want to say Indiana, but I'm not 100% sure. So if you haven't checked out Laura, the last time I watched one of her videos, she was very close to reaching 1,000 subscribers. So I highly encourage that you go check her out. I've linked her below. She is a knitter and a crocheter. She uses a lot of vintage yarn that she purchases from thrift stores. She's very creative, and she makes a lot of product. Like, I am shocked at how much she can churn out, this lady. Laura had a birthday a little while ago, and she received a gift from her family, and it was a latch hook kit. Has anyone ever done latch hook? I used to do it as a child, and it's funny because I came across my mother's latch hook in a bin that I was going through looking for something. So I have it all ready to go. It's a nice wooden one. And Laura had received a latch hook kit, which was sunflowers, and it was purchased on Amazon, I believe from her son, and gifted to her for her birthday. And it got me thinking about my days of latch hook, and I remember doing a sunset. It was like a hanging thing. Well, I just felt I really need to do a latch hook. I really do. I went onto Amazon. I couldn't find anything I liked. The one thing about latch hook is a lot of them are a little when you look at the photos, and I thought there's got to be something that I can find that I can use for a project for Christmas in July. And I really wanted to do a pillow so I could actually put it out here in my screen room. I thought it would be a lot of fun. I was looking through it, and I texted my friend Dude with a photo, and I said, I'm trying to find a nice looking latch hook. Help me out here. And you know, her first reply was, are there any nice looking latch hooks? I sent her the photo. She thought it was cute. I thought it was cute, and I sat on it for a long time, but I finally bought it. And I'm just going to show you it really briefly, but look for it next month. Is I bought this really cute latch hook kit on Amazon. Sorry for the glare. Of this, I'll put a picture up here, of this little pig. I mean, I like pigs, I like animals. I just could not get past it. It is so cute. It comes with all of the yarn, and I think it's going to look really adorable out here. I even sent it to Hubs, not really as an approval, but kind of as an approval, going, what do you think of this? Just blanket question, and he said, cute. So that was my interpretation of buy it. So this is going to be one of the Christmas in July projects I'll be working up throughout the month. I keep hearing a bee, and I'm wondering if it's in here. So every month I knit a pair of socks. I got into knitting socks with my friend Alice from Socky Nana Alice, and we have a Ravelry group. Every month we do a slideshow of everyone's socks, and we pick our sock colors for the following month, and we have a prize, a physical prize and a pattern prize for some winners. So if you're into knitting socks, I'll leave all the information below for the Ravelry group. Please join us. It's a lot of fun. I started my sock because we did start it early. We pulled the colors early just because she was going to be at the lake. I don't know if I showed you this, but Alice made me this really cute little holder for my DPNs. I pulled a color from the Celtic Raven. They used to be in Saskatchewan, and they have, I believe, moved to Alberta, but I don't know if they're still dyeing yarn. So it's an oldie, but a goodie. And very colorful pair of socks it will be, and it's very cute now that it is wound up, and I started it and is just the cuff so far. I think once I get more on the leg, I'll be able to get a good look at it, but it was hard to tell with the ribbing. I did a 2x2 ribbing. I'm probably just going to do a plain vanilla pair of socks, and because it's so colorful, I thought maybe I could put in a bright purple or something for the heels and the toes, just to you know, give it that little extra boost. But I'm going to see how it looks once I get more of the leg done, if I just want it plain or if I want to give it this punch of stronger purple for accents. What do you think of adding this color to it? Be fun. Haven't gotten very far, but I have gotten them started. My other project that I work on every single month is my Anthology Throw from Helen Stewart. Now I have a Christmas Advent, which had 24 colors. It was the Tangled Poets Aberdeen's Wool Advent from this past December. I started on day 24 and I worked my way backwards because I liked the look of the colors better. And I have to say, changing the colors. I know. I looked at it. I can't in good faith knit this purple at the end. I just don't really like it. So I've changed them. I'm going to show you what they look like. I'm going more towards greens and then blues at the end, and that's it. However, I essentially am still doing all Aberdeen's wool because I pulled some of the colors from my previous year's Advent, which I still had, and I just think it's going to look a bit better, in my opinion. That purple that I just showed you for the sock was actually one of the purples that I pulled out. So I've already knit my 2 colors for the month. This is a color that I added. So I have this color and this color for the month of June already done. I mean, it is very pretty, but now we're going to go into greens and then blues. I know. So these are the colors that I picked. We're going to do these two. Next. Then we're going to go over here and work our way to this very, very dark blue at the end. I just think it'll look nicer. Listen, I don't know why I don't like purple very much, but I just don't like purple very much. And it just seemed like I don't know. I have no good reason except I like these colors better. Okay, and I have one more purchase to share with you. On my last episode, I was talking about how I really love Vanna's Choice yarn and how it's discontinued and I can't find it anywhere. And a viewer, I believe it was Allison, said that they have it at Len's Mills and they have it on sale this month. It's the yarn of the month. Len's Mills is a brick and mortar store, but they also have an online store. They sell all kinds of product, but they primarily sell fabric and yarn, and online especially. But I guess in their stores, they have a lot of other things. I think they have something like 13 locations across the province of Ontario. I went on to look at the Vanna's Choice. It was a very good price. It was like $4 and something a ball, which is very inexpensive. But the colors that they did have left, because a lot of the colors are discontinued, I didn't really need any of those colors. In fact, I had a lot of them. So I thought, nope, you don't need to buy any more, Diane. But they had this little promotion where if you spent $100, you got $15 back. And they always have free shipping if you spend over $50. Now, this is Canadian. I'm not sure if they ship out to the US, but if you're interested, you might want to go check it out. So I bought two things that I've been kind of eyeing up. Okay, the first thing is a project that I'm planning to do with my friend Alice from Socky Nana Alice. Alice and I are the duo that are doing the Sox-a-Long all year long, but we're also pretty good friends. And she has a trailer out in Pinawa, Manitoba. She's probably there right now as we watch this. And I'm planning to go and visit her for a couple nights, you know, a little bit of girly time. Walter is not allowed. And we're going to do a dyeing project out there. I kind of just slipped that into a conversation one day when we were talking on the phone. So I've wanted this for a while, which is a dyeing kit. Now it is kind of pricey. It was like $37, but I got 15% off, which essentially is just a tax, to be honest. You can get their dyeing kits in cotton or in wool. I picked the wool. I've never really made a lot of things in cotton. I thought maybe I should have bought it in cotton, but I picked the wool. So what you get in this kit, and again, I'm not affiliated with nobody, nowhere. It is 100% pure virgin wool. You know, I have no aversion to wool, but you'd want to wear a t-shirt underneath this one. And it's 205 yards, and it is worsted weight for medium. You know what? I had bought 3 of them earlier in the year with the project in mind. So now I have 4. But when I was on the site, I bought 2 more. So I have 6 in total of this blank hanks of yarn that I'm going to be dyeing up with Alice. Now, Alice said she had a couple of dyes that we could play with. And you can get a couple different versions of the colors. So I picked this blue, yellow, and orange version. There's also like a pink and purple version, which, well, if you know me, you know that that's not something I'm interested in. Looked up online how much this Rit dye costs. And, you know, you can get them as cheap as $4, between $4 and $7 on Walmart, at Walmart. So I don't know how good of a deal this was buying the kit together. But what I do like in it is you get a yarn dye kit instruction explanation. Now this is powdered form, but you can also buy the RIT dye in liquid form. It explains in detail in French and in English how to do it with heating it up in the microwave and whatnot. Now I don't know if I want to do it all one color. I was looking online if 1,260 yards of worsted is enough to make a sweater, and it is. So I've been kind of looking at some of the sweater patterns out there. But this is what I like, is that you can make all of these colors, and again, apologies for the glare. You can make all of these colors with these 3 dyes, which I thought was kind of fun. I don't have a lot of blue yarn. I kind of just like that. But Alice said she had sage and another color, and I'm sure we'll be talking about this in great detail on what color I want to pick, and maybe I'll pick up another dye. So I have 6 of these all together to work with this in a project. I don't know if I'm going to go out and see her this month or possibly in August, but I'm definitely not going in July because of Christmas in July. So that's something to look forward to. And the last thing I bought, and again, perhaps a little bit of impulse, but this was part of the purchase from Len's Mill. And listen, I needed $100 to get that $15 off, because this is how my brain works. I bought some fisherman's wool yarn, and I bought 4 of them. I really love this one. I'm not going to take it out of the bag. It is called Oak Tweed. Now this is a really great quality commercial grade yarn. It is 100% wool. It is a 4-weight, 227 grams, 465 yards in one of these. I am just thinking in general, a long cardigan for myself, like something I can wear around the house. Again, when am I going to make all this stuff? I don't know. I don't know. I am definitely motivated now to do my market knitting now that I've gotten some stuff done. I'm especially excited that I have actually cleaned up some of my yarn. The little mini balls, I still don't know what to do. So if anyone has any suggestions of anything you can make. Now, essentially, I'm a quirky animal themed knitter, like with mittens and hats. So if they can be an animal hat of some form, perhaps it would be really cute. I don't know. I was thinking I could possibly save all that stuff and crochet a blanket with it. Rambling. That means it's time to go. Thanks so much for joining me today, everyone. If you liked what you see, please like this video. I hope to see you back again in a couple weeks' time. And once again, in July, I will be doing Christmas in July for the whole month. I'm really looking forward to that. So until next time, my friends, be well and bye for now.